There are two worlds. There is the world outside, where people walk under the open sky, worry about paying their rent, and think the police actually run the city. And then there is the world inside. Most people think that when a mafia boss is handcuffed and thrown into a concrete cell, the story is over. They think the empire falls. But they don't understand how the machine actually works. Prison isn't a punishment for you. It's a heavily fortified boardroom. This is what it takes to run a billion-dollar Camorra empire from a concrete box. This is how you orchestrate drug wars, control entire neighborhoods, and command armies of violent men without ever seeing the sun. And this is the terrifying psychological cost of being the absolute king of a cage. Level 1. The fall. You are 32 years old, a rising capo in the Camorra, ruling the concrete towers of Scampia in Naples. Your organization moves millions of euros in cocaine every single month, exactly like the massive regional operations of the Latin American cartels. You wear bespoke suits, you drive bulletproof Mercedes SUVs, and the local police don't even make eye contact with you when you walk into an espresso bar. You are untouchable, until you aren't. It happens at 4 a.m. The federal carabinieri kick your reinforced doors off their hinges. They have wiretaps, they have financial records, and they have an informant, someone you trusted, someone who broke the code of silence. They drag you out of your luxury apartment in handcuffs while the news cameras flash. The prosecutor is smiling on national television, proudly announcing that the head of the clan has been severed. You are sentenced to 30 years without the possibility of parole. You are going to die behind walls. When the heavy steel door of Poggioriale prison slams shut behind you, a normal man would break down and weep. But you don't. You look around the cell block. You see the older men with the dark tattoos. You realize what the MS-13 shot callers in American federal prisons already know. The empire doesn't die when you get locked up. The streets are just where the money is made. Prison is where the true power actually lives. Level 2. The prison economy. You are placed in a maximum security block, but within a week, you realize the state is only an illusion. You are a king in here. The guards wear uniforms, but you write their paychecks. You take total control of the prison economy. Just like the shot callers in El Salvador and the US, you tax absolutely everything. Drugs come in through corrupt guards, cell phones are flown over the razor wire by commercial drones at midnight, and money flows continuously through commissary accounts and outside wire transfers. You don't eat the terrible prison food. A corrupt guard smuggles in fresh lobster, imported prosciutto, and expensive wine for your dinner. You control the violence. If a young street soldier gets transferred to your cell block, he comes to you to pay his respects. You decide who gets protection and who gets stabbed in the showers. If a rival clan member is placed in your wing, you give a subtle nod to your soldiers. 3 days later, the rival is found bleeding out in his cell, and absolutely nobody saw a thing. You enforce the laws. You settle disputes. Prison is your empire now. You have absolute respect, authority, and control. The only thing you don't have is freedom. Level 3. The proxies, the messengers, but controlling the cell block isn't enough. You have a sprawling criminal empire on the streets of Naples that needs to be managed. The cocaine shipments from Colombia are still arriving at the ports, the extortion money still needs to be collected, and the street corners still need to be violently defended. You have to run the outside from the inside. Because the federal police monitor your phone calls and read your official mail, you operate in the shadows. You use your wife. She visits you once a month, sitting across from you in a crowded visitation room. To the guards, it looks like a husband and wife talking about their children. But you are speaking in deep, coded language. You talk about the baker needing flour to authorize a massive cocaine purchase. You talk about a leak in the roof to order the execution of an informant. She takes your orders back out to the streets. She meets with your capo regimes, lieutenants. When she speaks, it is your voice. She handles the finances, laundering the millions through construction companies, nightclubs, and legitimate restaurants, ensuring the money flows clean. But the pressure is crushing. You are forcing the woman you love to become the proxy boss of a violent mafia clan, painting a massive target on her back. You know the state loves to flip girlfriends and wives to build their RICO cases, so you trust no one completely. Level 4. The Pazzini, the paper trail. Your empire is expanding, and verbal codes with your wife are no longer enough to manage the intricate logistics. You begin using Pizzini, tiny, tightly rolled pieces of paper covered in microscopic handwriting. This is the ancient communication method of the Italian underworld. You write down explicit orders: who to bribe, how much to pay the corrupt port officials, and exact coordinates for drug drops. You roll the tiny papers tight and wrap them in clear plastic. When your corrupt lawyer comes to visit you under the guise of attorney-client privilege, you slip the Pizzini into his hand when the guards look away. He walks out of the prison with the fate of the city hidden in his pocket. Through these tiny slips of paper, you orchestrate massive international moves. You negotiate with the Colombian cartels for shipments. You act exactly like the strategic lieutenants of the CJNG, sitting in your concrete cell instead of a war room, calculating which rival clans to war with, which officials to corrupt, and which territories to violently invade. When a younger soldier on the streets is getting sloppy or skimming money, you send out a Pazzini ordering his correction. Sometimes it's a beating, sometimes he just permanently disappears. Your word is absolute law. Level 5. The street war. You are 40 years old. You've been inside for 8 years. A rival Camorra clan senses your physical absence and mistakes it for weakness. They start moving into your territory in Naples, selling drugs without your permission and taxing the businesses you protect. You cannot let it slide. Balance is everything in the underworld. If you push too hard, people rebel. If you are too soft, they think you are weak and they take everything. Territory isn't given, it is held, and the absolute moment you stop defending it, it is gone. You sit in your cell and you declare war. You send out the orders through your lawyer. Your heavily armed street soldiers, your sicarios, receive the green light. You orchestrate the bloodshed from 50 miles away. Your men roll into the rival neighborhoods on motorcycles with automatic weapons. They ambush rival dealers outside cafes. They burn down businesses that pay protection to the enemy. 12 people die in a single week. It makes international news. The government promises justice, and the news anchors talk about the terrifying cycles of violence. But you don't care. You watch the news on the small television in your cell, eating your smuggled prosciutto. You are sending a terrifying psychological message. The bars cannot hold you. Your reach is infinite. The war ends when the rival clan's boss is shot dead outside a restaurant. You re-establish the boundaries, but you realize a dark truth. You are causing absolute chaos in a world you can no longer even touch. Level 6. The 41 bis, the iron box. You are 45. The Italian government finally realizes that putting you in a normal maximum security prison is like putting a shark in a swimming pool. They realize you are still running the Camorra. They use their ultimate weapon, the 41 bis prison regime. It is the harshest, most psychologically devastating prison condition in the Western world, designed specifically to completely sever a mafia boss's connection to the outside. In the middle of the night, heavily armed tactical guards pull you out of your bed. They strip you of everything. You are transferred to a subterranean, Supermax facility. It is exactly like the ADX Florence cell where El Chapo is held. You are thrown into a tiny concrete box with a heavy steel door and absolutely no windows. There are no more corrupt guards. There are no more smuggled cell phones. You spend 23 hours a day in total, crushing isolation. You are allowed 1 hour of exercise a day, walking alone in a concrete courtyard with high walls covered in wire. You cannot speak to other inmates. You are permitted one highly restricted visit per month with your wife, but you are no longer allowed to touch her. You are separated by thick, bulletproof floor-to-ceiling glass. You speak through an intercom that is actively recorded and monitored by state intelligence officers. There is absolutely no way to pass a Pazzini. There is no way to speak in code. The connection is completely, permanently severed. Level 7. The phantom pain. The psychological toll is catastrophic. You have hundreds of millions of euros washed through shell companies and real estate all across Europe. You own luxury hotels, construction companies, and massive plots of land. But all your immense wealth is entirely useless to you now. You cannot bribe your way out of this box. You had an international empire, and now you have 4 concrete walls and the rest of your natural life to think about every single person you killed to get here. The isolation begins to break your mind. The silence in the 41 bis is absolute. You pace your tiny cell like a caged animal. You start hallucinating the sounds of the streets of Naples, the revving of scooter engines, the smell of espresso, the ocean breeze. You realize that you traded your entire life, your youth, and your freedom for temporary power, and now you have absolutely nothing. Without your direct leadership, the clan on the streets begins to fracture. The younger men, the ambitious soldiers who want fast money and don't respect the old codes, start fighting among themselves. Your lieutenants begin hoarding the money. Your empire is slowly cannibalizing itself, and you have to sit in a concrete box and watch it happen on the evening news, completely powerless to stop it. The government designed the 41 bis to break you, and as you stare at the blank gray wall, you realize it is working. Level 8. The Successor. You are 55 years old. You have been in prison for 23 years, the last decade in total isolation. Your hair is completely gray. You have joint pain from sleeping on a thin mattress over a concrete slab. Your wife comes for her monthly visit. She sits behind the thick bulletproof glass, picking up the intercom phone. She looks incredibly tired. The life of a Mafia proxy has aged her terribly. She looks at you and tells you that your son, the boy who was only 10 years old when the police kicked your door down, has just been officially crowned as the new head of the clan. You feel a profound, sickening horror. You wanted to build an empire so your family would never have to struggle. You wanted to be a king so your bloodline would be royalty. But instead, you have simply handed your son a death sentence. You know exactly how his story ends. You've seen it happen to everyone before you. They all end up exactly the same way. Either dead in the streets or rotting in a concrete cell just like yours. You look at your wife through the glass. You try to tell her to get him out, to make him run, to leave the money and the territory behind. But the intelligence officers are listening to the intercom. You can't say it. You are completely trapped in your own silence. Level 9. The cycle. When the visit is over, the guards handcuff you and walk you back to your 23-hour isolation cell. The heavy steel door slams shut, echoing down the empty corridor. You are a ghost. You are a myth. On the streets of Naples, the young street soldiers still whisper your name with deep respect. They think you are a god. They want to be exactly like you. They have absolutely no idea that their god is sitting on a steel toilet, shivering in the cold, realizing that his entire life was a massive, horrific mistake. The Camorra does not die in that cell with you. The machine never, ever stops. Your son will take over. The cocaine will keep flowing through the shipping ports. The extortion money will keep being collected. The bodies will keep piling up in the alleys. The cycle of violence and greed never ends. You were the untouchable king of the city. You ran a billion-dollar empire from behind bars. But in the end, the ladder you climbed was resting entirely on corpses. And now, all that is left is the cold concrete, the deafening silence, and the ghosts of everyone you hurt to get here. The trap didn't close when the judge sentenced you to 30 years, it closed the absolute moment you chose this life. And there is no way out now.